Roger Stone here. Every day you wait, your money loses value, but gold and silver don't follow those same rules. American Sovereign Bullion gives you access to a nationwide wholesaler network, helping you secure aggressive pricing on real physical metals. Call 844-272-2428 now to get your free gold and silver guide to learn how to protect your wealth with physical gold and silver, delivered right to your door or with a gold IRA. Visit asbgold.com. That's asbgold.com for your free gold and silver guide today.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Ladies and gentlemen, 23 past the hour, 23 past the hour, Red Apple Audio Networks, the legendary John Catsimatidis, the owner of the Red Apple Audio Networks, the owner of WABC Radio in New York, and shockingly, a 727 jet pilot. But we'll discuss that later. John, welcome to the other side of midnight. Hi.
Well, thank you for having me. I mean, Mother's Day today, and I already slept 10 hours. You know, I took the family to lunch, came home, slept for 3 hours, woke up for dinner, then slept for 3 hours, and then I guess then I slept another 4 hours, and I woke up and listened to you.
Now, John,
and,
this is...
And guess what? I'm looking forward to Father's Day.
John, this is an unusual amount of sleeping for you.
Well, I said I enjoyed Mother's Day, and I'm looking forward to Father's Day.
Can I ask you what Margot received for Mother's Day?
Well, we took the family out to lunch, and my grandchild was there. He's like 13 months old now.
Wow! And
we went to Cipriani's on 58th Street. My daughter was there. My son was there. My daughter-in-law was there with J3. We call him J3. My grandson, and with J4 being cooked and due any day now. It was just a great family lunch. And, you know, I guess that's what Mother's Day is all about, is having a great family get-together. My son went to church in the morning, and it was a great family day.
One of the ways I know if somebody is a good or not good person is their relationship with their children, especially their adult children. I have always admired our great president because clearly his children adore him. His grandchildren love him, and he loves them. There's no faking that. You can see it. And I'm like, well, that's really all you need to know about him. And one of the things I learned about John Catsimatidis early on in our relationship was that your kids like to hang around you. You have a terrific relationship with your adult children.
Well, the important thing with adult children is, and we all live practically in the same building in New York City, in Manhattan, is to give them their space and not to insist on doing things. If I see them in the elevator, I give them a big hug. Right. But they all have their space to do what they want to do. But on a family day, we all insist on a family day, we are all together.
It's fantastic, and it's a great tribute to you and Margot. That's the relationship you have with those children. Not easy to do, but clearly you know how to navigate it, and I congratulate you on that. I respect you for that. So that's good news. Mother's Day the way it's supposed to be. Now, John, you have been at the forefront of the information about the UFO information release for a very long time. You have more information than most people have, and I'm wondering how much of that you're willing to share or can share.
Well, they do exist. I was with a 3-star admiral one time that ran the whole North Atlantic, and I was on his ship. on his main ship, whatever they call the main ship, and he said to me, he knew that I knew a lot, and he said to me that he's seen a lot of craft, and he says every square inch of space out there in the North Atlantic is on their radar screens and on their information screens. And there's nothing that's going to be out there that they don't see. But the one thing he did say, he has never seen, and I remember his exact movements because we were having coffee. He takes his right hand, moves it over his left hand. He says, I've never seen skin. In other words, he's never seen beings.
Right.
He's seen and they exist. They exist in outer space. They exist in underground facilities on the planet Earth. They exist in underwater facilities. And of what I know is so far, I mean, that the government, our government, releases information slowly to us through Hollywood. And I've said that before.
Yes, you have.
And they feel that they release it slowly so that if something does happen, that people don't get overly shocked. And the fact is that, I mean, when you watch Flash Gordon, or when you all those old shows, I mean, those things have turned into reality. Mm-hmm. The one that really I watched when I was growing up a lot was Star Trek, and you see a lot of the things on Star Trek. Probably a lot of the things might be more true than not. I don't know what it is, but it's interesting. Let's just put it that way. Gene Roddenberry's, who created Star Trek, his relatives, his older relatives, were involved in the intelligence industry. What's real, what's not real? I mean, I think we're meant to dream a little bit and say, and like I think I told you last time, when you look at Star Trek Voyager, which is the latest series in 1990, and in 1990, they have iPhones, not used as iPhones, but it's the shape of an iPhone, and iPads. Right. And there was no such thing as those in those days. Maybe that's where Steve Jobs got the idea. But what the intelligence agencies also done, and the reason they do that, the reason whoever is in charge, don't forget, Eisenhower created that new part of government that ran the UFO situations and the relationships with interplanetary phenomenon. And by giving it out, by the government giving it out to various companies, whether it was Skunk Works or whether it was Lockheed, whether it was Boeing, whether it was Bell Labs, et cetera, and let them develop new products. We came warp speed since 1947, and in electronics, and we didn't do it ourselves. I mean, we had help. We reversed engineered a lot of stuff. One of the theories that we haven't talked about is during Roswell, there was actually 3 crashes. It wasn't just one. It was actually 3 crashes.
Right, really.
And the United States Army had full control over it.
Right.
And they said it in the newspapers, it was sources. And then, then later on they said, oh, it was a weather balloon. I mean, it's such crap that goes on. The government lies to us a lot. But Eisenhower formed that second part of the government that doesn't report to the government. And I don't know the exact ways that it's done, but it's done. And I do know the last original of those 12 people that committee that Eisenhower formed was President H.W. Bush was part of that committee in the 1950s. And what else?
There are two
One of the reasons we talked about the circling of the UFOs on the Capitol in 1952.
Right.
Front page of the Washington Post. It happened.
Yes.
They were circling the Capitol. Well, they wanted a meeting with the big guy, which was Eisenhower. Right. And that meeting did occur. And some of the speculation was they were upset that they weren't communicating, and possibly, I don't know, but this has been said that they wanted back from those 3 UFO crashes. They had possibly a few living beings, and they wanted them back.
Do you believe that there is that is a black box budget, that part of the government has a black box budget, that we're not to know, and most of Congress is not to know what that budget is for and who runs it? Do you believe that the President of the United States is informed of everything that they're doing?
Absolutely not.
And how serious a problem is that?
I don't know. There are 2 governments. They look at the President of the United States as a 4-year term. They're there. The people running this operations is there for life.
So George Bush, the older one, was in a unique position in that he knew both sides. He was both the president, plus he had been on Majestic 12. He was part of the secret government.
Yes.
And
the other one that was part of it that I know about was, Dulles.
The first term that President Trump had, they didn't tell him anything, did they?
They told him 0. They wouldn't tell him. I remember talking to his immediate people around him that were looking for that information, and they cut them out. They cut everybody out in the Oval Office. Don't forget the people that we're talking about didn't consider President Trump 45 a legitimate person. And don't forget, President Obama has placed all his people around the entire government. Before President Obama left office, they placed 2,000 of the Obama people into civil service jobs around all parts of the government. All parts of the government that could not be fired. So President Obama just had a lot of controls over things.
And now President Trump has tried to negotiate around that by eliminating as many of the jobs that he could eliminate, and I assume by keeping the Obama appointees away. Does he even know who they are?
The truth is, I don't know.
Right.
But I do know certain things that they were in key positions and they acted very well. In other words, they were actors. They did not reveal that I'm an Obama appointee.
Right.
They played their role very well, as if it was a Hollywood movie.
Well, now does President Trump believe he's getting the story from the secret government? He's getting the story on the UFOs. Is that why he was able to release the information now?
He's getting more, but he is not. He's allowed to release enough to make him not look bad, like he doesn't know, but not more than they want him to.
And then the final question, and the thing that always mystifies me is
by the way, my opinion.
No, I got it.
I have to put that in.
Yes, sir. Why do you feel that there is such secrecy about it? What is it that we're afraid to lose? What is it that the secret government is afraid to lose?
I don't know. It's, there was reports last week that certain parts of our religious people around the world were informed that there will be releases, and that did happen to a few religious organizations. I think I told you before, when I'm very high up on the Greek Orthodox Church. I'm the highest lay person in the United States. And I once wanted to ask one of the archbishops, and we were on a plane ride. And so we had 4-hour plane ride to the West Coast. And, it just came up. And I said to him, Your Eminence, what is the church's position on alien life elsewhere? And he says, it's something very intelligent. He says, what makes you think that our Creator, God, our Creator, would only leave his seeds on one planet? And that's very logical. I mean, our Creator, somebody created us. We're not an accident. I'm an avid watcher of Ancient Aliens. I've been watching that show forever.
Right.
And I did watch a show a few weeks ago from 2018, and our Creator has created many species on the planet Earth, and there was a whole show on that. And there were, like, in different parts of the world, there was a lot of experiments. And we're the last of the experiments, and right now, maybe we're being evolved into the next, what human beings should be in the 21st or 22nd century.
Entirely possible. John Catsimatidis. Entirely possible. John Catsimatidis, the owner of the Red Apple Audio Networks, also the owner of the Staten Island Ferry Hawks. How did they do this weekend?
Well, we did okay. We won a few games, and people had a lot of fun. What the number one thing is? The kids had a lot of fun.
Right.
They were running around the bases. They were running around the stadium. They had their hot dogs and Cracker Jacks, and it's a family day. And I know we did a special provision for Mother's Day. All mothers can come in for free. What a great promotion that was.
Yes. Now, what's the best thing about owning a baseball team?
Oh, baseball. Part of America, part of growing up loving baseball. I remember when my grandfather, when I was about 6 years old, 7 years old, took me to Yankee Stadium. I mean, we sat all the way on top in the nosebleeding seats. And being from the poor side of town, growing up in Harlem, the one thing that did impress me about being up there, the grass was so green in Yankee Stadium. I could not believe how green it was. Baseball, America's pastime, and I always loved baseball. So when the Yankees called me up and they said, we want you to be our partner in New York City and Staten Island, I said, how can you say no?
You had to say yes to the Yankees. There was no option.
No option. I mean, I always loved the Yankees. I was a Yankee fan. You know, people say, why aren't you a Met fan? Well, you know, I pray for all New York teams. I like the Mets. But you got to remember, the Mets came later on in the 1960s, was it? And I was busy in the 1970s. I was busy working 7 days a week.
Right.
So in the 1970s, I was no longer a sports fan because I never had time to watch baseball or football or anything.
Then I had this key question for you, which I've been thinking about for a couple of weeks. I thought the next time I get him on the air, I've got to ask him this delicious question. It is no secret that you're a billionaire. You wrote a book about it. It's a terrific book. You want to know how to be a billionaire?
You know what I say to people? You buy my book.
Yes.
You buy my book. You read it once. You might make $1 billion.
Exactly.
If you read it twice, you might make $2 billion.
Here's the question. When you can, in fact, buy anything you want, is that a problem?
If you could buy anything you want.
You can buy anything you want. So is that a problem?
Well, you know, I never forgot where I came from. I grew up, and do I have a jet for my use? Yes. Do I have? But I use everything I do. I relate it to business. Probably 90% of the time, I use that jet. It's business related. And what do I do? For instance, I'll give you an example. You know, we built that big facility down in Florida, and a lot of our real estate division will be diverting a lot of funds to Florida versus New York right now. We have a groundbreaking in Florida. So how am I doing it? I'm doing my 5 o'clock show on a Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it might be a Tuesday. Then hopping on the plane when I leave the studio, I go to the airport, hop on the airplane, and fly down to St. Petersburg, Florida. And the next day we do all the festivities. My wife is coming with me, of course. She's my right-hand person. I never go anywhere without her. We in that new building that we built, we have a nice apartment, and she's going to spend time making sure she sees the decorator and sees her sister who's going to help on decorating that apartment. And I'm going to have a radio studio in that apartment. So if I'm there, I can do my radio like you do from your home sometimes. So we can accomplish multitasks. I'm also taking one of the leading real estate brokers from New York because we still need a great restaurant in that building. We got like 80% of the building is rented, or for the commercial portion, the office buildings, the office portion. But we still need a great restaurant in that building, and we're taking some real estate brokers with me that have connections in great restaurants. So we just don't want a restaurant. We want a great
restaurant.
You know, because if I'm going to live there part time, or
it's got to be a great restaurant.
My commitment to the people that bought apartments is it's got to be a great building with a great restaurant, with great facilities, walking around. And you know the other thing I did? We took the entire roof and made it an observation deck.
Yes.
And I did not like the way my people did it. It could have been a lot better. And I made demands upon the architect, etc., that I want a better observation deck. You know, it's the tallest building in the west coast of Florida.
Wow.
It's in St. Petersburg, Florida. It's called 400 Central. That's the name of the building, 400 Central. And I want to be able to go up there, listen to your show at 3 o'clock in the morning, and look out on a clear night and see forever. Look for the UFOs. Look for the stars. Look at the moon. But I want an observation deck that is worthy of what we're building and what I promised the people that bought condominiums in the building.
Now, I have to ask you, are there any condominiums left?
Oh, there's about, I think we have 301 left. 301 condominiums built, and I think we're probably 85% sold.
And if somebody listening is interested in one of those available ones, who do they call? What do they do?
Well, you know, they can always text me, Cats at WABCradio.com, or they can go to the website and go to 400central.com, or go to St. Petersburg, Florida on your website and look for 400 Central building. I don't know the exact things, but I think that's a pretty good way.
No, they'll get there with 400 Central. I've seen the pictures. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful location. John Catsimatidis, two things. Thank you for being on the other side of midnight, and thank you for letting me work at your great radio station.
Well, I'm up. I created the other side of midnight because I think I'm up a lot at night, and there's millions of people up at night. And
yes.
You know what I want? I want to be able, people have a live radio show, and at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 in the morning, give them the opportunity to listen to various mysteries. You know, I want to show that you learn things overnight. I believe in learning. We learn all the time. I believe in talking about mysteries that we don't talk about normal course of business during the day. Politics only if something real emergency is happening in the world.
Exactly.
But the fact is, mysteries and UFOs and you know, who killed Kennedy? I don't think we still don't know.
We don't know.
By the way, one of the items, I'm just going to tell you real fast. One of the items on Kennedy, one of the reasons was told that he was threatening to release certain information he had about UFOs.
Right.
And that portion of the government did not like it.
No.
I mean, there's conspiracy theories that it was Castro. Conspiracy theories, it was
the Rothschilds.
The Rothschilds or the mafia from Chicago that wanted to get rid of Robert Kennedy. And nothing happened. Nothing happens in Dallas with LBJ, Lyndon Baines Johnson, knowing about it. And there's so many theories out there. Which one is the actual truth? I don't know. Maybe a little bit of a little bit of all of them.
The thing about those,
I do know one item. You ready for this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
The one item that I do not know, that when they were going to release some stuff on on Kennedy, one of the reasons that it wasn't released, that one of the people was in Dallas that day and was still alive, and it was somebody that was very high up on our government, and that was the reason it wasn't released.
I believe that. And Nixon was in Dallas that day, and one of the Bushes was in Dallas that day, and it was quite a mess. And the thing about all the conspiracies as to what might have motivated...
all of them were involved with Eisenhower.
Exactly. And one of the things that's interesting about all of the possible reasons that he was murdered, they all make perfect sense. It was like they all had really strong motivation to murder him. John Catsimatidis, thanks so much for the Red Apple Audio Networks.
Keep doing a great job, and keep telling the people the truth. And we'll get you as much information as we have to give you.
You are a terrific source of information, and I thank you for those notes. I really do. And John Catsimatidis, Red Apple Audio Networks.
77 WABC and Bergen Newbridge Medical Center honor the life of legendary broadcaster and our friend, Ernie Anastas.
Hi, it's Ernie Anastas. You know, your thoughts can affect how you feel. Bergen Newbridge Medical Center is the largest hospital in New Jersey, providing comprehensive, equitable, compassionate, and high-quality emergency inpatient and outpatient medical care, plus mental health services and substance use disorder treatment. The Bergen Newbridge team can address your total health needs in one convenient location. Call 201-225-7130 for an appointment or newbridgehealth.org.